where you'll feel detached from your body and be physically incapacitated. Many Special K users experience nausea and cold sweats, particularly when the drug is taken in high doses. Because of its anesthetic properties, people on K may get hurt without realizing it. Recently, ketamine has been reported on the street as a date rape drug. Large doses of K can induce unconsciousness and even cardiovascular failure. Although ketamine hydrochloride is available for medicinal purposes, it is illegal for recreational use.
Okay, on this next video, this guy, first time I watched it, I actually thought that he was passed out until they turned the lights on, and he's not.
Is anybody home?
Think he's had enough? Knocked himself out. I can tell you that we have ketamine abuse here in Hamilton County as of recent. We had a few people break into a veterinary clinic and ended up shooting up ketamine. And then I was at the jail probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and there was a girl, they had in the suicide chair up there, for those of you who don't know, the suicide chair is it's a chair, it's got a bunch of seat belts, restrains your legs, your arms, your body, so you can't hurt yourself. She had been shooting up ketamine. She was shaking, lethargic. I actually was concerned about her, and I stopped and I said, "Hey, are you okay?" And she said, "No, I'm not," and started telling me all this stuff, which it was just related to the drug use. There were some 3 officers having a conversation about 30 feet down the hall, and whatever they were talking about, they began to laugh. And she became very irate with me because I was laughing at her. I was standing right in front of her. I said, "Hey, I'm not laughing at you. There's 3 guys down there laughing. I don't even know what they're talking about." So that's kind of the effects that you'll see with ketamine. Zohydro, recently approved by the FDA. Right now, the hydrocodone that you see is a Schedule 3 narcotic. Usually comes in 5 and 7.5 milligrams. Zohydro is pure hydrocodone, and it's going to be 50 milligrams. So problem with it is it's gonna be in capsule form. All you gotta do is pull the capsules apart. There's extended release beads inside. All you gotta do is crush them up. And then you can get all 50 milligrams of hydrocodone at one time by snorting or injecting or whatever you decide to do with it. So there are organizations that are trying to stop the release of it. It's been approved, but it's not been released to the market yet. And they're trying to get it to where they increase their safety measures on the drug before it's released. And I hope that happens, because otherwise I think we're going to see a lot of overdoses from Zohydro. Now, we talked about this last year. This is some of the information that I wanted to update you on. Of course, we're still seeing oxycodone-based products are among the most abused in our community. Suboxone is knocking on the door. It's getting really close, if not surpassing at this point. But all that other stuff we see all the time as well. Now, these are the numbers that I gave you last year, but I wanted to update you on what's happened since then. That was October 2009 on our Operation Orange Crush. That's our drug roundup. We do our undercover buys, and every 12 to 18 months we do our roundups. We arrested 20 people in that roundup. 10 of those people were selling prescription medication, so that's 50% of the people we arrested. Operation Deadly Dose in April 2011 made a total of 47 arrests. Out of that 47, 31 were selling their prescription medications. That's 66% of the people we arrested selling prescription medication. July 2012, we actually dropped a little bit, but we didn't arrest quite as many people. Dropped from 47 to 40 arrests. 24 of those were selling prescription medication. That's at 60%. The next slide is the updated numbers that I wanted to give you. Last July and August, we had to divide our roundup into 2 different parts because we can't arrest that many people in one day. We arrested 108 people in the roundup last year. Out of that 108, 95 were selling prescription medication. That's 88% of the people we arrested were selling prescription medication. Unbelievable. We've got a serious problem. The thing is, there's light at the end of the tunnel. These are the overdose deaths that we've had in Hamlin County over the years. You see a spike in 2003. That's when OxyContin was first released, and before they increased the safety measures with it. We spiked again in 2010 with 53. We had 46 overdose deaths in 2011, 49 in 2012. And here's the light at the end of the tunnel. Good news. We arrested 108 people last year selling prescription medication, and we've dropped to 21 confirmed overdoses last year. I think that's wonderful, wonderful news. It's kind of one of those points. There's still 12 pending, and I'm sure not all of those are going to be drug overdoses, but even if there were, there's still a huge decrease in overdose deaths. It's kind of, when you reach that point, especially in a narcotics career, you think, what am I really doing anything? Because I arrest these people, arrest drug dealers, another drug dealer comes and takes their place. We focus on this drug, and then another drug just comes and takes the place of that drug, and it's very hard to feel like you're just turning your wheels. It's very hard to feel like you're making any progress. This is progress. I'm glad to see this. This is people dying, and so I'm really excited and proud to be a part of that. Consequences of drug use, abuse, and addiction. First of all, you could die. Lose custody of your children, contact the family. See that all the time. Moms and dads, grandparents. I'm done with them. Don't want to see them. I don't want them around my house. I'm done with them. Loss of freedom. Of course, you can go to jail. And of course, you can lose your job or career. Monetary consequences. If you go to jail, you're going to use your job or career. You're going to have attorney's fees, court costs. And I didn't know this, but you're gonna have to pay $15 a day to the Hamilton County Jail to be there. So you're paying to be in jail. Once you get out, $45 a month probation. What happens most of the time, you get out of jail, you don't pay your probation, you can't repay that $15 per day, you can't pay your court costs and fines. What happens? Violate your probation, you go back to jail. So, all of that can lead to loss of home, vehicle, and credit status. Here's where we bring things full circle, like I talked about in the beginning of the presentation. Remember our definition. Compulsive behavior, despite harmful consequences, not only the addicted individual, but those around him or her. And the biggest effect that any kind of introduction of drugs can have on us is lifelong decision-making effect. I want to tell you a story. This is an investigation I was personally involved in. It involves a 25-year-old female, her 38-year-old boyfriend, a 5-day-old child, not 5 months, not 5 years, 5 days old, and prescription medication. This 25-year-old female, she became addicted to pain-relieving narcotics early in life. I've known her for years, and she started her use and abuse early in life. She's 25 years old, she gets pregnant. What happens when an addict has a baby? Baby's addicted. Depending on the level of addiction, you're looking at anywhere from days to months to stay in the hospital to go through that withdrawal. This 25-year-old female had the baby by cesarean or C-section. So anytime you get your body cut wide open and people tugging on it and pulling, obviously there's going to be some pain involved. The doctor went along with normal prescribing in this situation, gave her some pain medication, sent her home. The problem is, when you have an addict that's addicted to very powerful pain-relieving narcotics like oxycodone and oxymorphone, those drugs that the doctor prescribed her just weren't quite enough to take the pain away. She got her 38-year-old boyfriend, and the rest of this story we kind of determined through reviewing their phones and text messaging. She's talking to him, text message, I'm in so much pain, I'm miserable, this is awful. He's texting back, I love you baby, just come see me, I got what you need, I don't want you to be in pain, I'm down here at the hotel. So, 25-year-old female, she makes a decision to go see him at the hotel. He gives her some Opana or oxymorphone. A few hours later, you have a 25-year-old female who's dead. Ultimately, her 38-year-old boyfriend been charged with second-degree murder. Did he put a gun to her head and pull the trigger? No, but he might as well have. She'd be alive today if it weren't for him. You got a 5-day-old child that has no mother, never will have a mother. Parents who've lost a child, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, countless friends and associates who've lost somebody. So, compulsive behavior, despite harmful consequences, not only to the addicted individual, but those around him or her. But let's think about this. You got a 38-year-old that's been charged with her murder. He's got to live with the responsibility that he took her life. What's that 38-year-old got? He's got a mom and dad, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, cousins, countless friends and associates. All those people are affected by his actions. So we talk about compulsive behavior despite harmful consequences, not only to the addicted individual, but those around him or her. And we talk about bad decision making. I don't know a story that fits that better. So I hope that kind of brings everything together for you. Basically, nobody knows how drugs are gonna affect them. Every one of us is different. Our bodies are gonna react differently to different things. First time to be the last. You have no idea how your body's gonna react to a drug. Talked about brain development and especially the effects on decision making when deciding to abuse drugs. A person's drug abuse, and addiction not only affects that person, but everybody else. And of course, you can lose your job or prevent you from securing a job. Don't forget, increases your chances not only to commit, but also be a victim of a violent crime. Numerous significant health-related issues, including death, and the bottom line, stay in control of your life and stay drug and alcohol free. These are some websites where a lot of the information I got came from. Just think twice about .com and GetSmartAboutDrugs.com are two DDA websites. Very good websites, especially for teens and parents of teens. And then the last one there, rxcontrol.southcollegetn.edu, is a very good one on prescription medication. This is my information, in case you need to talk to me or ask me questions. Bottom line, again, ultimately, somewhere down the road, being in this room today, there's gonna be a life saved. That's our ultimate goal. But I hope that you've learned something in here today that will help you in your personal lives. And maybe you'll see something that you never would have thought twice about before. But now that you've got this information, maybe you can help somebody out or recognize what you're seeing and call the police, whatever needs to be done. Thanks again for your attention. Make sure that you did sign in so that you get credit for being here. The best news of all, as you can see, this presentation is being recorded. So it's going to be on the city's website, so you can watch it as many times as you want to. But honestly, if you have family or kids or something you want to see it, it will be posted on the website soon. So thank you very much for your time and attention. If you have any questions, I'll stick around. Have a great day.